silly, alright, but so like even my little mannerisms, like how I turn my face into if you peep, I do shit like that a lot. But even that is like, okay, so let's start with the clarifications. Let me really explain this, nigga, so you can understand everything a little better. I'm somebody, bro, I've spent years by myself. Like, and I know that sounds like, some people hear that and think, oh, but this nigga's been around people, so you really have not been. No, nigga. It's not one of those situations where I've been around niggas and I just felt lonely, even though that has been the case for that. That only adds to it. But beyond that, like in actual reality, like physically, I have been physically by myself, alone by myself for years. No phone calls, no texts, no nothing. Literally just by myself for years. I had my own apartments, feel me? Even when I was with other people, I was in my own space with them people, and them people would literally tell you I did not interact with them. I've been by myself for literal years. So I've developed a personality that's not based upon interacting with people. So I do things, I do things without thinking about how they'll be seen as wrong. That's why I like to find my wording, because I can say, oh, I do those things without taking into account how they'll be perceived, but that's not true at all. I'm always under the idea that somebody is perceiving, not some being or actual people watching me. No, like I operate with the idea that somebody is going to, or somebody in general. It don't matter who. I don't know who. It's just in general. I run with that. Like, you're surrounded by people at all times, but you don't know who's hearing what, seeing what at any time. And I become a very, very lonely person because I've always been aware of where we are. Like, though it's been sitting with me more now that I'm seeing regular story shit. But now that I'm seeing more of the hidden aspects, the more undercover aspects, the gravity of the entire situation has, my perspective on it hasn't changed. I still know what I know. I still believe what I believe. So, yeah, I'm not gonna convince me of anything other than that. And I'm well aware that it's very easy to portray me. No, it's actually not. You would actually have to do a little bit of work to actually portray me as something that I'm not. But it also isn't. It's work that somebody would be willing to do. And I'm aware of that. So I'll be very cautious with my words and what I do share. But then it's like, how do you do that? Because on one hand, bro, it's a really big world. I did say it. This is a really big world. Learn something about the world. I've been learning a lot about the world. Shit that I don't like. But what can you really do about that? But a lot of people are not gonna do that. And okay, so in the park with Siege, right? Day 2 is missing, and there's a part 3 to day 3. I left them both out because I'm talking about things that are like many people will not truly understand. Even if they understand it on a surface level, okay, I'm jumping around. That's another thing I noticed how I do. I'll have an idea, I'll start talking about it, and within that, I'll start having other ideas, and I'll start talking about those. I don't stay on one thing and then move to the next thing because they're so well connected, and I need to focus myself. So what I was doing, I was explaining this. So that's what this was. So I spent a lot of time literally by myself. Nobody else. Nothing but the stuff that I like. So I've gotten used to speaking my mind out loud or having internal dialogues with myself. So much so that it's almost like, and see, that makes me wonder, and that's the problem with the world, bro. Because if you keep putting a certain type of image in somebody's head that this type of person is this, then whenever you encounter somebody that does these things without understanding why they're really doing it, then you automatically put them in the box of, oh, this person is crazy. But no, people are different when they experience different things. So when you're alone, majority of your time, nigga, sometimes you must express things verbally that most people would probably just keep in their head. When you're alone, most of the time, you think all the time, constantly. You're constantly in an internal dialogue with yourself. Not that you're speaking to yourself, you're just thinking regularly, but it's constant, and it becomes a thing where you're constantly breaking shit down all the time. And then I explained the nature of the universe that we're in. It's constant emergence. I don't know if that was in part, it might have been in part 2, so now I'm gonna break it down just in case I haven't already breaking it down on the channel. The universe is constant emergence. It started as one thing, that one thing split into two things. Those two things, for me, it's a lot to it. In my understanding of God's video, I explain it better in there. And even then, it's kind of, but go do the research. Like I said, anything I say, go do the research for it. Nigga, I don't talk bullshit. Go do your own research. Anyway, it's constant emergence. Everything is everything. And I don't think people really understand what that means. Everything is everything in the sense that there is nothing new under this. Those two phrases are the exact same thing. They're the exact same thing. And I'm trying to understand where exactly it's, like, what exactly it's referring to, but surely an unstoppable force in an immovable object, I believe that has a lot to do with, like, purpose and production, in the sense that we live within infinity. Infinity is the unstoppable force. The immovable object is the immovable object, the subject of what is being infinitely, because there's nothing new. Everything is a result. Everything is a different combination of things that are storage. Once again, I'm at switch rooms, but now I'm thinking, the object was the original object. Big Bang. Oh, that's actually fire. Infinity in the original object, in the sense that you started with the original object, and the original object kept moving around in any way that it could to infinitely keep creating more things. I'll leave that. You can go play with that, because I'm gonna play with that. But you go play with that. But if you look at everything that we have on Earth, all the media, all the fiction, all everything, you notice that everything is reflective of something else. Like stars. I keep bringing up stars and cells, because that's really what part of what made the God thing click for me, because it was like, wow, this is all the same shit. So how the fuck is it not? And so, Star Wars, real life. Naruto, real life. Dragon Ball, real life. In a way. Because it's obviously every time it's not going to be direct. Maybe it's just about a specific part of life. Go play with that before you just write it off and think I'm just talking bullshit. So, I started noticing that. So, I see that when that happens, if somebody only knows a certain thing to be associated with a certain type of personality or a certain type of thing, they're going to... I don't need to say anything. When somebody only knows something to be associated with a certain type of personality or a certain issue, then anybody that they see... What is the word? Is it portraying? Because I feel like portraying means something else. I might have to look into that. But anybody that they see portraying these actions that are associated with having some type of issue, then they get labeled with that issue, and then they're disregarded. Oh, he's crazy. Oh, he's bugging out. Nigga, I just been by myself for so long, this shit doesn't matter to me. Because I know what I am. I know exactly what I am. And in fact, this may be a bit of hubris, or like, feel me, somebody may call it that, but I feel like it just makes sense. I feel like I know what this is better than majority of people. I won't say all people, but majority of people. I feel like there are groups that understand what I understand to a degree, and they, of course, have different perspectives on the thing, but those of us that understand the stuff that I talk about here, they all have different allegiances. Because you can come to this very easily. Bro, I'm just a regular nigga, bro. You really gotta think about it. The reason people get watched is because it's very easy to get here. Like I said, I just been by myself, bro. I'm a regular nigga. I only did high school. I finished high school, nigga. I just started working. Like, got in apartments, nigga. I was by myself in my own apartments. Nigga, I was just working. I'm a regular nigga, bro, who just took time to sit down with himself and just try to figure out, yo, why are we here? When you fucking do that and you actually start piecing some shit together, niggas is gonna start watching you for two reasons. For one, everybody's not in the same place. In the sense that, yo, some niggas like to be evil, bro. It's a yin and yang thing, bro. Some people just like to do evil shit, and they don't really view it as evil. They view it as, that's just what it is. Some people like to do good shit, and that's just what it is. They're either trying to gauge where you're at and see if they want to associate with you, or two, they trying to, there's three. Two, they trying to gauge where you're at to see if you're going to be an issue that they need to take care of. Or three, they're trying to make you go crazy so that you can get the fuck out of here. I'm cool over all of that. Y'all do what y'all do. Y'all watch whatever the fuck y'all want to watch. I don't care. Because I'm not on shit. I'm not on shit. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not doing anything. I just want to live, bro. Y'all niggas could do whatever the fuck y'all doing. That shit is, some of that shit is weird. Honestly, it's a perspective thing. because I realized something that I won't speak too much specifically about, but I feel like somebody I'm close to has been affected by one of those groups in a way in which has vastly affected my life in a positive way. Vastly affected many people's lives in a positive way, honestly. Now, that person that is associated with that thing may not be the best person. I may view them as somebody that's not the best person, somebody that's not a great person in general, and somebody who doesn't see that they're not a great person. But at the same time, for who they were and what they are now, and me understanding how that might have came about, I could have had the opposite perspective that, yo, this person is like super manipulative and super manipulative and might have like made this person lose himself. But I see it for exactly what it is. They helped that person be a better person in general, and now that person is trying to help other people in whatever way they can. I like that. That's wonderful to me. Some people might not view it that way because of what it takes to get that person to that type of mindset, but at the same time, it's like, come on, bro. They're living a better life for themselves, and they're also helping other people. Like I said, every little thing you do matters. So if you can change a person from acting like how that person was acting to acting how they're acting now, it's like, yo, you did a service to the world, bro. So I don't really, and it's funny because the person that did that, and I changed that personality, I initially had this like view of this person like, yo, like something's off about you. I don't know about you. But now seeing that and understanding and piecing together the type of person that I used to hear that person was, and what I was seeing that even made me come to this knowledge in the first place, I'm like, yo, actually, okay, I could get behind this a little. Not directly. I'm not doing that. I'd rather somebody come to me like, I don't know. I need to know more about that, and I need to discipline myself more so I can understand more about that. But in general, that is a service to the Lord. It's a service to the Lord. And I can get behind the service to the Lord. Y'all see what I be talking about. I'm a big picture person. So if you're trying to aid the big picture, and everybody, I'm with that. I'm fine with that. The method, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I need to know more about it. But the result, beautiful. Now, alright, so the problem comes in knowing that what I see from that situation doesn't always have to end like that at all. And I know that there are groups, not a group, there are groups, and they don't all operate the same. So the same way that person ended up a better person for what was going on, somebody else could use the knowledge that they have in the same method that that person used to do the opposite and have them become a worse person, or just take them all in general. Why would you want to do that? There's a lot of reasons you would want to do that. Be they positive or negative, people are going to do them regardless. The problem for me, the thing that bothers me the most, is I understand that the necessity for that comes from, and that is the thing, that's what bothers me, bro. It's a big game. It's a big game. Because once you figure out how certain shit works, bro, you're bound to have groups that split up and play games. And of course, there's a saying that the world is held together by a very small group of people that really care, that really love people. And I'm like, bro, that shit is genuinely fucking true, bro. That shit is really true. That shit is really true, bro. Because when you look at what's really going on, you understand, yo, bro, look at animals. Whenever you want to understand humans a little bit more, because that's how we come to understand these things, besides actually digging in humans. We learn these things from animals. The reason we can look at animals and say, yo, this animal does this. We give you a long list. We tell you exactly how the animal operate. Oh, if they move this way, if they move this, that's because of this and this and this. Oh, if you have this disease or your body do this, it's because of this. There's a reason, because it's a science, nigga. Your brain is the same way. Everything is the same way. So, look at animals and how they operate. Look at insects and how they operate. Let me say that again. Look at insects and how they operate. As in bees, as in ants, as in the things that operate like us but on a small scale. What is an anthill if it's not a pyramid? So with that in mind, you know that different types of ants develop different types of ways to live. Some are invasive, some are highly territorial, some are parasitic. They operate in different ways, but they're all the same thing. And within that, we are more complex than them, in the sense that everybody is able to have their own thoughts and opinions on things, but they're only able to have their own thoughts and opinions on things. Egyptians were the ants. We evolved out of that. Egyptians were the ants in the sense that, yo, they had kings and queens, gods. What do I say? What do I say we are? They had kings and queens. Kings, really, because patriarchy. They had kings and queens, but mainly the kings. And people were enslaved. Oh, you're gonna follow this, or because we already have control of all of this, you're done. And we haven't outgrown that fully, unfortunately. That's still a thing. And that's becoming very clear to me. Big games. Yo, when I said the Matrix is really in your face, nigga, I'm learning more and more every day. Nigga, that shit is in your fucking face. It's instructions for life. It's instructions for life. It's literally go watch the Matrix. You don't even have to watch any of my videos anymore. Go watch the entirety of the Matrix, and then come watch my videos so you can get sparked. Or watch anybody who's talking about anything's videos. Listen to the things I say, then go watch some shit with the stuff that I say that I do in the back of your mind. Brother, you're gonna piece of shit together like this. But the problem with that is, as I said, there's big games going on. And unfortunately, once you start piecing certain shit together, it's like, niggas want to include you in the game. Brother, we're not here for that. Y'all chose to play a game. You chose to play a game. I didn't really ask to be here. In fact, and then they get that dumbass mentality like, yo, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my game. So, yo, you're going to play my game. Get the fuck out of here. That doesn't even make sense. Do you know, like, what it means to be this? There's a lot that come behind this. don't think what people really take into consideration, bro. Because it's a big fucking game to them. And that shit is weird. That shit is weird, bro. I don't understand. I don't understand. I can't understand because why are you doing that? Do you not know how much better shit would be if you weren't trying to do that? Genuinely. For everybody, including you. But because you want to feel like you're more than you are, you have to go out of your way. That shit hurts me, bro. Feel me? In the part 3, day 3 in the park, I left it out because I started asking some questions that niggas, and the way I was trying to ask it, that'll weigh on you heavy. But I'm not here to bring negativity. I didn't say it. I don't say anything negative that I say to be negative. It's just I view it in such a, that shit touched me so much that it's like, I can't help but feel negatively towards those things. Like, I know you're not supposed to have hatred in your heart, but when I see what's going on in the world in a lot of situations, it's like, I cannot have hate in my heart. It's impossible not to, because I know that it doesn't need to be that way. Somebody wants it to be that way because it's better for them in that relation. That kills me. That kills me. I hate that. Because how would it be unreasonable for people to understand who and what they are? And why are we not trying to close that gap more widely? If we're going out of our way to change certain individuals to do certain things, why are we not going out of our way to change certain individuals to do this? Why are we not making more of these? Why did I have to make this for this to be? Because it was either this or I leave. It's either I become this or I leave. There was no... Because I couldn't have been any of those, I couldn't have been anything else. I was either gonna be this or I was gonna be. Because this is, and me leaving is, this person couldn't have been anybody else. And no person could have been anybody else. Like I said, I believe in determinism, but I don't believe that you don't have free will. I just believe, you wouldn't have done anything else because you haven't experienced anything that would make you do anything else. I am the person I am today because I did not experience anything that made me become anybody else. You are watching this video because you have not experienced anything that would not make you be in the position to watch this video. But had you, or say had the video not been properly organized in a way that it would be recommended to you, even small stuff like that, like the stuff that I say in this video, bro, every little thing you do is important. I need to expand on that every single time I say it so you can understand it. Last time I gave the perspective of the text message and eating the food and the energy. Boom. I'm gonna give you another one. What if you held somebody up in a conversation for so long, they just so happen to run into the right person to have a certain conversation with, and then that person put the right idea in their mind for them to go do this and this and that. And it's little stuff like that. Or say I were to really take the time out of my, like, if I were to have the discipline to take the time out to really organize this video, to edit it, so super edit it down, edit out all the curses, feel me, do extra editing, make it a little flashy, feel me, make a whole thumbnail, all that. If I did that, and I took the time to put the tags, I put the time to make a description, this video would get pushed out to way more people. And I would be doing myself a service, and I would be doing whoever's seen it a service. But you see, but now that I say that, I can't not do that. I should go check. Because why would I not do that when I know what I'm trying to do? Because why would I not do that when I know what I'm trying to do? If I know my intention is to reach as many people and to have a positive effect on the world as a whole, why would I not, feel me, go out of my way to make sure it reaches as many people as possible? So now, see, look, if I didn't even choose to explain that just now, then I wouldn't have edited it. I wouldn't have done whatever I do to the video. Because even right now, I say I should do those things, but am I gonna do those things? I should. I'm acknowledging that I should. But as I said, I'm not a disciplined person. And even me, this is what I'm talking about, even me saying that, bro, I can say that, and because I have the knowledge that, yo, that is something I can do and that I know I should do. So if I don't do it, then I know I'm wrong for not doing it. Shit gets super meta, bro. Because the stuff that I say is very important for certain people. The people that are like who I still am to a degree. Because as much as I want to say, I changed, I do things differently, and I do. I have changed, and I do view things very differently from how I even did a couple months ago. But I'm still stuck in certain habits. I'm still stuck in certain mindsets that prevent me from truly being the best version of myself. And that is a internal issue. That's a problem that I have. Something I have to fix. If I genuinely want to do stuff that I say that I want to do, if I genuinely want to make actual changes, fuck. You see how that, I don't know, I don't know if the light blocked that, but bro, you see how mad I got, bro? Bro, this floor dirty, bro. Just wash the joints, wet, nigga. You know that shit's super dirty. I can't even throw that shit in the fucking, bro. I'm a germaphobe. Germaphobe, bad. What? Let you cough around me, nigga, I'm not breathing. Let you sneeze around me, nigga, I'm not breathing, bro. Let you blow some smoke in the air. Let you blow some cigarette smoke in the air. With some smoke that I don't know what that shit is. I'm not breathing, nigga. I've been on that shit for years, nigga. And even that, it's like, how much shit do you do that you know that shit don't do nothing, but you still gonna do it anyway? Like, I know I'm very knowledgeable about the little things in life, and that's why I know the things that I know in the first place, because I pay attention to the littles. And it's like, yo, when a nigga cough, you cannot see that. You think it's an immediate thing, bro, but you covering your mouth, nigga, you covering your mouth and your nose is literally not doing nothing for you. And I know that. I remember, I even think, yo, and that's another thing you gotta watch shit, bro. Because I remember seeing, I think it was an ad for like Mucinex or some shit like that. It was some type of ad about some type of flu something. And I always remember, like, when a nigga coughed or when he sneezed or whatever it was, I remember seeing that big ass green cloud just flood the whole area. And it was like, In my head, I immediately thought, yo, if that's how that shit work, nigga, you literally cannot avoid that just by covering your mouth or wearing a mask. You could probably stop some of it from coming directly out of your mask if you wear a mask, but if you're not sick, that mask is not helping you, and honestly. And it's another thing, it's the same. Alright, so think about it like this, right? Oh, I gotta get out of here for the sound. But smoke, when you see smoke, does it not dissipate? Does it not float all around you? Even if you don't see it, you're still smelling it and all that. It's the same exact thing when a nigga cough or a nigga sneeze, bro. All the bacteria or whatever that's in there, bro, you're still breathing out. Whether you cover your mouth or you put this over your face, you might get a little less. Now, you will get less, but you're still inhaling it, you're still breathing it. If a nigga smoke around you and you stop seeing the smoke or the smoke blowing the other way, but you're still smelling it, that it's the same thing. Though smoke is a lot more, I think smoke could come through. No, because it's the same thing. Anyway, I just want to point that out. How much shit do you do that just really don't matter, bro? It really doesn't do anything for you, but you're so, oh my god. Back to this character. What did I just heard? Spend a lot of time alone. Perception. Very easy to get a bad perception. Reflections, emergence. Babies. Boom. Me. Bro, I harp on kids so much, bro. I harp on the kids so much, bro. Because I remember being a kid and doing things, following behind things, or seeing things and following behind those things, and that having repercussions that I never intended for those things to be perceived in those ways. I never knew why or how they would be perceived. Like, some shit I did as jokes, some things I just did out of impulse, some shit is just things I was taught. And I see how me not understanding those things and following behind them, the repercussions I got for those things, me not understanding the repercussions I got for those things, and nobody ever really explaining it. So essentially it's like, yo, I remember doing things I did not understand and nobody really making me understand it. And with nobody making me understand it, I had to internalize these things and internalize that, yo, you are this type of person or this is, feel me? But nobody ever actually explained anything. Nobody ever really tried to say, yo, what were you trying to do? What, feel me? It was always just like, yo, and nobody ever gives you time to think about things. Like, it's just you're wrong and that's it. Like, oh, why did you do that? And they don't even give you time to think about that. It's just like, yo, you're done. I didn't understand that. I'm older now and I understand everything. I understand everything and everyone. And I had to have those experiences to understand everything and everyone. But it's like, I remember a time that I didn't. And I went out of my way because I wanted to understand it. And I also wanted to understand why we exist, period. A lot of people are not doing those things. A lot of people don't even think to do that. And so it comes to a point where, yo, these people are grown off experiences that they don't understand why they even occur. And so how it's brought about by a lack of understanding. That's why I can be in certain situations that most people cannot be in and not really bother me. And that's why a lot of people could be in situations that don't really bother people, that don't really bother them, but most other people in this scenario, it will bother them a lot. Like, what's up? Like, me, the way I dress, the way I like move, the way I operate within myself, a lot of people will be like, yo, I wouldn't want to do that, or I feel bad for this person. But in reality, bro, I don't look at it that way. I don't perceive these things that way because, again, I know exactly what I am and how I became this thing. And that's just on the interpersonal level. I understand what I am on the... I understand this. And it's like, yo. So I was having a talk with somebody the other day. And I was like, yo, you don't feel like... It's a super religious person. I was like, yo, you don't feel like it's important to still try to reach everybody? Because we was having again, it's a religious person. So there's in a perspective that, yo, these people, they follow the devil and they don't really care to change that. They don't really care to do anything outside of it. So it becomes... I'm like, in my head, these people don't understand this shit. Like, a lot of them are born into situations where they feel like, yo, this must be what it is. Like, I must do these things, or I don't have a choice to not do these things. Like, this is my life. This is what I have to do. Never seeing that is not the case. And I'm trying to explain that to them, but he in the sense like, yo, everybody has the choice. Once you come into the knowledge of God, it's like, oh, you choosing that. But I'm like, no, they're not choosing that. They can't choose that. That's not even fair to say. Because how can you say they're choosing that when they're taught that God is magic? When they're taught that it's something that's not real. I even asked the person, I said, do you believe in magic? Do you believe I can create fire in my hand right now? And he essentially said no. So, why would somebody believe God when God is portrayed in such a manner as that? If you tell me that, oh, magic is going to save me and I know that magic is not real, why would I follow you? Why would I listen to you? So, evidently, they're not actually given a choice. They're just told, yo, believe in this magic and you're going to be okay. When that's not even how it works within their own, like, thing. Within their own religion. And I'm like, yo, that's not fair to the people, bro. That's not fair to the people at all. And then when you have the true understanding of what's actually being sold within that religion, it's like, yo, why would you not try to show these people? And that gives me the impression that either you're just super stubborn and you don't really care about these people, or you have negative intentions and you storage that I didn't delete a lot, so I gotta be quick. So we're gonna close this out. But essentially, please actually internalize the things that I'm saying. Please try to disregard this actual person and just take the information that I give and just introspect on it for yourself. Come up with your own understanding of things. And please be a little more open-minded about other people. And if you are ever in a situation in which you're being watched, unless you know or you actually feel that they're actually going to do something for you, please don't let that fuck up your mind. Because that's either their intention or they're not. Basically, unless you're sure that is a threat, don't take it as a threat. And learn more about it, if anything. Because that's what I intend to do. I'm going to learn more about it myself before I even start talking to these people or whatever the case may be. Don't let it fuck you up. Don't let it fuck you up. Because, brother, trust me, it's very easy to let that fuck you up. But I already had in my head, yo, I understand this. So that's not even something you need to concern yourself with. True. Part of something that you really need to understand about life is not letting anything bother you or letting any situation fuck with your mind. That is a very important part of life. You must understand what, that's why I do this in the first place. I need you to understand who you are so that if you're ever put in certain situations, you don't even feel no way because you understand truth. Because some people will do that shit for fun. Some people will do that shit for a mission. Some people will do that shit. It's a lot of different ways that shit works, bro. So unless you know, don't fret. Please go. And also, like, try not to let nobody convince you of nothing that you don't feel or know to be genuinely true. Because I feel like there's somebody around me, I won't get into it too much, that has been trying to, like, feed me little shit to try to fuck with me in that same way that I was just talking about. And it's not working, but it's like, it's shit that sits for a second. And the fact that it can sit at all is shit that's like, like I ever since the last time he did that shit, I haven't even spoken to him. I'll probably die the nigga up, because I'm not a nigga that's just gonna act. Again, if you don't know, you don't know. Like, he could be doing that for my benefit in a way, to see where I'm at. You don't know. But again, you don't know. So I'm not just saying just don't think about it. I'm saying, yo, like, think about it before you let it fry you. And you shouldn't let it fry you at all. But do think about it. It's a lot of people out here. It's a lot of, like I say, we have a big world. There's a lot that goes on. You don't know anything. But you do know what you know. Unless you don't know. But if you don't know, you'll find out. Don't just... Because fear-mongering, that's a word for a reason. That's a thing for a reason. Like, people monger emotions. They feed you emotions because they need you to think a certain way. I'm not thinking no way except the way C said I should feel about anything. So you're not gonna feed me ideas for me to start worrying about. I'm not that type of nigga. And you should not be that type of person either. No. Learn. Fear nothing, because there's no reason to fear anything in reality. It doesn't help you. Fear is false evidence appearing real. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And nothing that hasn't already occurred has occurred. Nothing that hasn't happened to you has happened to you. I said I believe in determinism, but you don't know what the future holds for you. So don't let somebody put an idea of something occurring. Because, bro, think about it like this. If the manifestation thing is real, like I was saying, you don't know anything. You don't know how true it is. You could say, oh, I smoked this, and I'm putting my energy into the smoke. Like I said in my shit, I do that. Like, I smoke, I say, yo, this shit is going to bring me this. You don't know how true that is. And I said, whether it worked or not, that specific way, me thinking like that, made it work. So please understand that your ideas, like, manifesting is a real thing, in the sense that because you're expecting that so much, you put yourself in more of a position to be in that position. So niggas will that ass put negative shit in your mind, so you're constantly fearful about, oh, dude, little shit like that, bro. Please know where you at and what's going on, right?